Hey, everybody. Just wanted to take time and talk again about the release of the album and kind of dig into what made these songs tick, right? I haven't written in probably 30 years, and I was sitting on a mountain of material, stuff that's been there for a long time, a lot of demos, stuff that was unfinished, and I kind of lost interest, right? Some things happened. There was a point where I did some vocal damage and couldn't sing for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. It was pretty bad. But I just kind of lost the interest altogether. And something's woke me back up. And I don't know, I'm really enjoying writing again. And I really love it because of technology now. You can get these sounds at home that you normally couldn't even get in the studio. A lot of stuff I did in the early days, I recorded in studio and didn't sound as good as what's coming out now. It's amazing what you can do on a computer now. But anywho, taking those old songs, giving them new life, has really inspired me. And I just kind of want to do a breakdown over this 80s Love Letter album and kind of tell you what's going on. So let's talk about the first song, Boombox, right? Pretty simple, right? Just 80s kind of rock pop, which is right where I want to be with this album. Not necessarily the metal days or the hair band days, but more right there in the middle, more radio friendly. Rick Springfield, if you will. So, still cool enough that you liked it, but it was still 80s friendly enough to be on radio. That's kind of the idea. The song Boombox, though, is really about me noticing here lately a lot of people wearing old school Nikes. I was like, man, I used to have some Nikes back then. I need to look up and see what I can find. Well, I'm shopping, and all of a sudden there they are. The Reeboks that I used to have when I was early teens, right? I was like, oh man, these are just like what I used to have. Solid white, high tops, Reebok logo. And it just clicked. It took me back to before I had a driver's license, right? I literally walked around Gleason with a boombox in those Reeboks. Didn't necessarily listen to Van Halen all the time. I used Van Halen in the song because of the syllables. It worked better. It was more than likely it was either Kiss or Triumph. Triumph's Thunder 7, which also is why I spell my name R-I-K on a lot of stuff, because Rick Emmett was the guitar player. I've always loved that. I thought, wow, what a cool way. So I kind of adapted that. So when you see that, that's where that came from. It's from Triumph. But Van Halen lyrically worked because of the syllables. So that's why that's in there. Don't get me wrong. I listened to 84 nonstop back then and Diver Down. But, just throwing that in there. But yeah, it is literally my story of my day-to-day life back in the day. I started off with this little bitty boombox. It was a Panasonic. And when it broke, I ended up getting a huge Sony boombox. Thing weighed a ton. Took 8D batteries. And that was me walking around, jamming my tunes, and it was loud enough that it would bother everybody's house that I would walk by. And, hopefully that's, it just brings back those memories for you guys too, because that's really what it was. But those shoes, seeing those shoes instantly took me back. And just ironically, Reeboks and boombox, they rhyme. So there you go. That's kind of how that came about. But it is literally about me walking the streets as a teen, doing my thing, right? No rules, no parents, just walking around. Chances are I was going to my cousin Eric Blue's house, playing some basketball. That was pretty standard. So, there you go. So there's some insight to the first song. And don't forget, you can click up top. I'm going to put the link up there every time for every one of these videos to where you can actually go and listen to the whole album right now if you want to.